Well, Israel's leaders often refer to their country as being in a tough neighbourhood. Apart from Egypt and Jordan, which have diplomatic relations with the country, the others in the region consider it an enemy state. Let's speak now with Nour Samaha. She's a visiting fellow with the Middle East and North Africa programme at the European Council on Foreign Relations. Thanks for joining us, Nour. It's pretty difficult to say right now who's in the lead. Things are pretty much neck and neck between Likud and the Blue and White Alliance. So let's talk a little bit about this last minute declaration from Netanyahu that he would annex settlements in the West Bank to become Israeli territory should he win. Would that, in your opinion, put an end to hopes of a two-state solution?
Yes, but I think the end of a two-state solution came years ago, and I think that this was clear with all of the developments of the illegal settlements in the West Bank, and it was very clear the purpose of the settlements was to prevent any sort of two-state solution. So I think this is something that just, if you want, confirms the fact that there was never an initiative to really work on a two-state solution.
Benny Gantz has been really vague on his stance with the Palestinian issue, other than saying he'd go back and change last year's law, which declared Israel as a Jewish nation state. What do you think life would, or how would life change for Palestinians under a Benny Gantz government?
Honestly, I think it's too early to tell, because there's a very big difference between the way someone operates when they're within the position of an army general and that of a politician. And I think that we need to be able to see what he's capable of doing if he was to become prime minister, and what promises he's able to keep, and what sort of coalition he's going to be in, and who he's going to have to answer to within that.
What do you make of what's being called Donald Trump's last-minute election gifts to Bibi Netanyahu, all of these declarations about the Golan Heights? What do you make all of that? What's in it for America?
I think it's clear that Donald Trump has very little interest in any sort of peace initiative in the Middle East. And I mean, I think in the speech that he gave recently, he said that he decided to give it to them because it was something that he could do. So it's clear that he has no forward planning or strategic thinking of what this might lead to eventually in the future. And I think actually what it shows is that America is not an honest broker, and that it is not in the capacity of playing a role of mediator within this neighborhood right now.
In that case, do you think that Netanyahu would follow through on his promise to annex settlements in the West Bank if he does become Prime Minister once more?
I mean, I think it's something that he would not be averse to, but I think it's also clear that Israel itself and Netanyahu is facing a lot of pressures from within because of the corruption scandals. So I think that something like focusing on the annexation of the West Bank is a good distraction from the other issues that he's facing. If it's possible for him to follow through, I think it's way too early to tell right now.
Sure, thank you for that. We'll have to leave it there. That is Nour Samaha. Thank you.